Why is half of America slowly becoming empty? Why are entire towns losing their people, homes sitting vacant, and schools shutting down forever? And what's driving this quiet exodus across the United States? In this video, we're exposing the 10 U.S. states where people just don't want to live anymore. Some of these places are losing their entire future generation. Others are fading right off the map. In this video, you'll learn why Americans are leaving these specific states, the harsh truths behind population decline, and if your state could be next in line. So stick around until the end. What we found is deeply surprising, and in some cases, heartbreaking. Number 10. West Virginia. West Virginia is a state of pure natural beauty, rolling mountains, rivers, and a rich coal mining legacy. Known as the Mountain State, it has small-town charm and a tight-knit, traditional culture. But wait, despite its charm, West Virginia has been shrinking for over a decade. Between 2010 and 2020, the state lost more than 3.2% of its population, the fastest decline in the country. Why? Because the industries that once built West Virginia, coal, manufacturing, have collapsed. With few replacement jobs, young people are fleeing for better-paying work and education elsewhere. The median household income is now just $53,000, well below the national average. Health outcomes are among the worst in the U.S., and access to higher education is limited outside major towns like Morgantown. Even more alarming, some counties are projected to lose 1/3 of their residents by 2030. West Virginia is beautiful, but for many, beauty isn't enough to stay. Number 9. North Dakota. North Dakota boasts low unemployment, strong agricultural roots, and thriving oil fields. Cities like Fargo and Bismarck offer clean streets and friendly communities. But wait, despite the headlines about its energy boom, North Dakota remains one of the emptiest states in America. It ranks 4th lowest in population, and much of it is shrinking fast. The U.S. Census shows that more than 30 counties in North Dakota have fewer than 2,500 people. Some, like Slope County, have under 1,000. So what's happening? The problem isn't just jobs, it's isolation. Brutal winters, limited entertainment, and scarce health services make rural life difficult, especially for young people and families. In 2023, a report from the State Data Center confirmed that college graduates are leaving the state at increasing rates. Despite its prosperity, North Dakota's geography and climate are pushing people out. The opportunities may be strong, but the loneliness is stronger. Number 8. Mississippi. Mississippi is rich in culture. It's the birthplace of blues music, full of soulful food, southern hospitality, and stunning riverfronts. Its cost of living is among the lowest in the country. But wait, Mississippi is facing a long-term population crisis. From 2010 to 2024, it lost tens of thousands of residents, not because of weather or disasters, but because people are giving up on the system. In 2024, Mississippi held the highest poverty rate in the U.S. at 19.5%. Median household income hovers just over $50,000, one of the lowest nationwide. More than 1 in 6 residents don't have health insurance. The state consistently ranks at the bottom for public education, health outcomes, and infrastructure investment. In fact, over 20 rural hospitals are at risk of closing in the next 5 years due to lack of funding. Crime is another concern. Jackson, the capital, has one of the highest homicide rates per capita in the nation. Young professionals are especially hard to retain. With few high-skill industries and poor support systems, Mississippi is bleeding its future workforce. A report from the Mississippi Economic Council in 2023 showed that over 65% of college graduates leave the state within 5 years. Mississippi has a rich soul, but it's trapped in a cycle of poverty and neglect. Number 7. Wyoming. Wyoming is stunning. From Yellowstone to Grand Teton, it offers majestic beauty, wide open skies, and no state income tax, making it ideal for retirees and high-income earners seeking peace. But wait, Wyoming is also the least populated state in the entire country. It has under 600,000 people, less than some U.S. cities. But the problem isn't just its size, it's the vanishing youth and workforce. A 2023 state survey showed that nearly 1/3 of Wyoming's high school graduates leave the state and never return. Why? Because outside of energy and ranching, there's very little economic diversity. Healthcare access is limited. The rural areas suffer from doctor shortages, and mental health services are scarce. Winters are brutally cold and long, often pushing -20 degrees Fahrenheit. And social opportunities are minimal. Entertainment, dating, and cultural events are hard to come by. According to the Wyoming Department of Workforce Services, job growth is stagnating, especially in rural counties. Automation in energy and agriculture means fewer people are needed. With little to attract young families, Wyoming is becoming a land of retirees and temporary workers. Many towns are shrinking, and schools are consolidating due to low enrollment. Nature is abundant, but human connection is becoming rare. Number 6. Louisiana. Louisiana is culturally unmatched. New Orleans offers music, food, and history like no other. The bayous and French-inspired architecture make it one of the most iconic southern states in the U.S. But wait, behind the music lies a state in crisis. From 2020 to 2024, Louisiana lost more than 140,000 residents. The exodus isn't slowing down. One major reason? Climate disaster. Louisiana is ground zero for hurricanes and flooding. Cities like Lake Charles and New Orleans have been devastated multiple times in just the past decade. Insurance rates have skyrocketed. Some homeowners report monthly premiums of over $700. But that's just the start. Louisiana ranks in the bottom 5 for healthcare, education, and crime. In 2023, it had the highest murder rate per capita in the U.S. Baton Rouge and New Orleans often top national crime charts. On top of that, the state faces massive political corruption, underfunded infrastructure, and job markets heavily reliant on unstable oil and tourism sectors. Rural parishes are collapsing. A report by LSU found that over 30% of rural schools may close or merge within a decade due to declining youth populations. And while New Orleans shines in culture, it's surrounded by economic instability and environmental vulnerability. Louisiana is vibrant, but increasingly unlivable for working families. Number 5. Alaska. Alaska is a breathtaking wilderness. Towering mountains, glaciers, and the mesmerizing northern lights. It's the ultimate adventure state, where freedom, nature, and independence thrive. With no state income tax and a yearly oil dividend, Alaska even pays residents just for living there. But wait, why, then, is Alaska's population quietly vanishing? Despite its size, over 663,000 square miles, Alaska has only 730,000 residents. That's fewer people than the city of Columbus, Ohio. And many of them are moving away. According to U.S. Census data, Alaska has experienced continuous net out-migration since 2016. Young adults, in particular, are leaving in large numbers. Why? Because life here is hard and expensive. Basic groceries in rural villages can cost 2 to 3 times more than the national average. Fuel, electricity, and heating bills are crushing. Flights to the mainland U.S. are limited and costly, making travel a challenge. But the biggest struggle? Isolation and mental health. Long, dark winters, with just a few hours of daylight, can take a serious psychological toll. In fact, Alaska has one of the highest suicide rates in the U.S., especially among indigenous communities. Healthcare is also limited. Many remote towns don't have hospitals, and specialized care often requires flying to Seattle or Anchorage. While nature lovers may fall in love with Alaska's vast beauty, the reality is far more difficult. In 2023, a report by Alaska's Economic Development Council confirmed that over 60% of those leaving cited cost of living and family separation as their main reason. Alaska may be the final frontier, but for many, it's a lonely one. Number 4. Illinois. Illinois has a lot going for it. Home to Chicago, America's third largest city, it's a hub of culture, finance, and global trade. It also has world-class universities, rich farmland, and a proud industrial history. But wait, outside Chicago, much of Illinois is quietly emptying out, and fast. Since 2010, Illinois has lost nearly 400,000 residents, one of the largest population declines in the country. In fact, from 2020 to 2024 alone, the state saw a net loss of over 250,000 people, especially from its southern and central regions. What's driving people out? First, the tax burden. Illinois has some of the highest property taxes in the U.S. combined with rising state debt. Residents feel squeezed with little improvement in public services. Second, the economic divide. Chicago thrives, but downstate cities like Decatur, Peoria, and Rockford are struggling. Manufacturing jobs have vanished. In Cairo, Illinois, the population has dropped from 15,000 to under 2,000 over several decades. Schools and entire neighborhoods now sit abandoned. Third, crime and corruption. While Chicago grabs headlines for violence, smaller towns are impacted by drug epidemics, crumbling infrastructure, and a shrinking tax base. A 2023 report from the Illinois Policy Institute revealed that many counties are aging rapidly, with younger populations moving to Indiana, Iowa, and Tennessee in search of better jobs and lower costs. Even schools are affected. In southern Illinois, multiple districts have merged due to declining enrollment, leaving towns without their central gathering place. An empty school is often a sign of a dying town. Illinois has powerhouses, but it also has deserts, and that contrast is pushing people out in droves. Number 3, New Mexico. New Mexico is deeply spiritual and visually stunning. With desert landscapes, Native American heritage, and a rich artistic tradition, it's long been a retreat for creatives and retirees seeking peace and beauty. But wait, despite its charm, New Mexico has become one of the least desirable states for families and workers. Here's the problem. New Mexico ranks near the bottom in education, child welfare, and public safety. In 2024, it placed 50th in education quality, with over 60% of public schools labeled underperforming by federal standards. Crime is another issue. Albuquerque, the state's largest city, has seen rising violent crime rates for years. In 2023, it recorded over 8,300 violent crimes, one of the highest rates per capita in the country. Healthcare is thin, especially in rural areas. Mental health and addiction services are limited, and the state faces a shortage of primary care physicians. Economically, New Mexico is reliant on federal jobs, energy, and tourism. But outside of those sectors, there's limited growth. Many college grads leave for neighboring states like Texas, Colorado, or Arizona, citing lack of opportunity. According to a 2023 migration study, over 20,000 residents left New Mexico between 2020 and 2023. That's nearly 1% of the state's total population. New Mexico may feed the soul, but for many, it doesn't provide a future. Number 2, Hawaii. Hawaii is a dream. Beaches, sunsets, volcanoes, and island life. It's paradise on Earth. Millions of tourists visit every year, and on the surface, everything looks perfect. But wait, Hawaii is also one of the most difficult places to live in the United States, especially for locals. The biggest issue? Cost of living. In 2024, the median home price in Oahu is over $900,000. Rent for a modest apartment can top $2,500. Groceries and fuel are shipped in, driving costs to nearly twice the national average. Wages, however, haven't kept up. Many locals work multiple jobs just to survive. Native Hawaiians in particular are being priced out of their own land. According to U.S. Census migration data, Hawaii saw a net population loss every year from 2018 to 2024. Most residents moved to states like Nevada, Washington, or Utah in search of affordability. Housing isn't the only issue. Hawaii's job market is heavily dependent on tourism, which makes the economy fragile. During the COVID-19 pandemic, unemployment in Hawaii surged past 21%, one of the highest in the country. Even healthcare is impacted. Rural islands often lack specialty care, and emergency services are limited outside of Honolulu. A 2023 study by the Grassroots Institute of Hawaii reported that over 67% of local young adults believe they'll have to move off-island to own a home. Hawaii is magical, but for those who call it home, the struggle is very real. Number 1, California. California is the land of dreams. From Hollywood to Silicon Valley, the Golden Gate Bridge to Golden Beaches, it's a place of innovation, culture, and global influence. It's home to some of the world's best universities, top tech companies, and breathtaking landscapes. But wait, despite its global fame, California is the #1 state people are leaving. Between 2020 and 2024, over 500,000 residents left California, making it the largest domestic population decline in the country. The reasons? A long list, starting with the cost of living. The median home price statewide is over $830,000, and rent in cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles averages more than $3,000 per month. That's unaffordable for many middle-class families. Add to that high gas prices, taxes, and insurance costs, and even high earners are feeling squeezed. Next comes safety. Cities like San Francisco and Oakland have faced ongoing issues with homelessness, petty theft, and public drug use. While not everywhere in California experiences this, the media narrative and local frustration have caused many to seek more peaceful surroundings. Businesses are also leaving. Companies like Tesla, Oracle, and Hewlett-Packard moved their headquarters to states like Texas in recent years, citing regulatory burdens and operating costs. This mass business relocation also impacts local job markets and wages. On top of that, wildfires, water shortages, and environmental regulations make rural life difficult. In Northern California, many towns have been completely wiped off the map by fires. Others are facing increasing insurance rates or being dropped from coverage altogether. According to U-Haul and United Van Lines data, California has been among the top states for outbound moves 4 years in a row. Where are people going? Texas, Nevada, Arizona, and Florida, states with lower taxes, cheaper housing, and fewer regulations. California still shines in many ways, but the cracks are starting to show. And for hundreds of thousands of families, the California dream is no longer worth the cost. And there you have it, the 10 U.S. states that are quietly becoming empty. From economic hardship to high costs and environmental challenges, these places are facing a harsh reality. So what did you learn today? That beauty doesn't guarantee growth. That affordability matters more than ever. And that the American map is changing before our eyes. Did your state make the list? Or did it surprise you? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your story. And if you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more real, fact-based deep dives like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.